Hi again, welcome to this episode of What's Your Impact. Today we have Lanre Vigo.
My name is Lanre Vigo. I am co-founder, CEO of InterLagos Football Club, also co-founder of Blog Sports. So I grew up with women. I wasn't really allowed to play sports. I sort of had to force my way to play sports. I remember when the money hit, I was like, yo. Even she was like, ha.
So I would want to ask you what impact means to you and what you would say your impact is.
For me, it's really just knowing that I've helped somebody reach somewhere in life.
Hi again, welcome to this episode of What's Your Impact. Today we have Lanre Vigo. Do you want to do a brief intro, Lanre? Before I miss this, Lanre is driving an impact in the Nigerian and African sports field. Yes, so do you want to do a brief intro?
Yeah, sure. My name is Lanre Vigo. I am co-founder, CEO of InterLagos Football Club, also co-founder of Blog Sports. Blog Sports is a sports talent management agency. InterLagos is a professional football team in the Nigerian league. So we're one league below the Nigerian Premier League.
Okay, Larry, I think let's start at the beginning, right? How was childhood like growing up, and how do you think it has shaped you to be who you are today?
So I grew up with women. So I grew up with my grandma
Okay.
and my mom, and I think that sort of made me very, very caring. Someone that just knows how to be there for others. Because I grew up with women, so that's what I was used to. So that's one thing I've brought into business, especially like with my clients. They'll tell you that they don't know how I do it, but somehow I'm just always there for every single one of them. I wasn't really allowed to play sports. I sort of had to force my way to play sports because they didn't understand, why are you going outside to play football? Stay inside, study, and all of that. But as soon as people started saying, oh, your son is actually good, then they started sort of paying attention. My first ever pair of boots, it was my grandma that bought it for me. So, so she always have a special place in my heart. So that.
Do you ever tell them, can you guys remember when you did not used to let me go play sport?
Not really. Not really. I mean, my grandma, she's late now.
Yeah.
My mom, but to be honest, my mom brings it up sometimes. Maybe when we're arguing, and she'll be like, she'll just talk about that period, and I just sort of brush it up. It sort of made me what I am today, so I don't really see it as a bad thing.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine the journey you are on now? Did you ever imagine you would be, doing this?
Yes, I always knew that this would be my path, but the level I'm at right now, I didn't think I would be at this age.
Yeah, so obviously you transitioned from being a player to being a sports agent, right? And did you ever know you were going to go down that path, or was there a moment or an experience that shaped that path for you and made you realize that, okay, this is what I'm going to?
So I always said that if I made it professionally, once I'm done, that I would either become a coach or I would become an agent. So it was the plan. I tried being a coach for maybe 1 month, but I was like, nah, this is not for me. The stress is too much.
Why?
A coach, you are thinking every day. You're thinking all through the day, right? Even though I realized that what I'm doing now too is basically the same
all
thing.
Through the day,
But I feel like there's less pressure on this side, and being an agent is almost like the same thing. You're behind the scenes. You've seen everything that is happening. You're just seeing it from someone else's eyes. And then being a club owner, sort of the one calling the shots, making the chess moves. So it's it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's great that you mentioned, being a sports agent. I was going to ask you to kind of, shed more light into what it really means or what it really is.
So you actually can't be a football agent and be a club owner. It's a conflict of interest. So, but I'm a sports agent, and how I've been able to go around that is my sports agency, we look after the branding of athletes. So basically, making them look cool, getting them all the endorsement deals, just boosting their profiles. So that's essentially what I do for my clients.
Yeah,
So
like a manager, like an artist talent
yeah,
manager.
exactly. But instead, I'm just sourcing out deals for them. Endorsement deals. So all my clients, virtually every deal that most of them have gotten, I've sorted out for them.
Yeah, so I was going to, basically, people might know this is what it entails, right? So from someone that experiences it every day, I wanted you to, maybe you can share an experience or maybe something that made you realize, man, this is what it really is to do this.
Okay, so I'll give an example. Like when Toby Amuson broke the world records, waking up to that news, people tagging me and like you should probably manage this lady. And me luckily just having a friend that also runs for Nigeria, Sheye Ogunlewe, just hitting him up and then, I want to manage this lady, and luckily she was right next to him. So he just passed the phone to her, and it was just literally me pitching to her saying, this is what I can do, these are my current clients. So I was telling her that I also manage Asisa to Shola. And she was like, are you serious? Like, you're the one behind her? I was like, yeah. And she was like, she never knew. Really, I wish I could stay behind the scenes where not many people know. It's if you know sort of thing. But
this is life you chose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really just pitching, letting them know that, this is what you've done for other people, a brand calling. And like the women I manage are the biggest in Africa, but you find that when you're speaking with the brands, they won't want to give them what the men are earning. So it's me having to fight and be like, look, what these women are probably even greater than these men. You should give them what they earn, what they deserve. So it's literally just trying to break doors for them. Telling someone or some other podcast that when Toby Amuson signed for Globalcom, it was during the press conference that they were saying that she's actually the first female sports athlete that they're signing. So that just made me feel like, wow, that's
nice because she grew up with women, right?
Exactly.
And basically
Exactly.
doing like a representation
Exactly.
for them, and that's really good.
Yeah, and really it's just also sort of like being a big brother to the clients, because they go through stuff, like things they can't tell other people, they can't tell the media and everything, and you just having to be the one guiding them through difficult situations. So being an agent is more than just being an agent. You're taking over every single thing.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you got your first deal? Maybe tell us about what it was and then how you felt when you got it.
It was probably Henry and Yekuru. I think we did something with Tom. Yeah, to be honest. Yeah, that was definitely the first deal. I remember. So what had happened was they called about someone else, and they were mentioning other names, and I was like, I represent this guy. Yeah. If I'm doing a deal, I'm trying to get all my people. Yeah. And so I sort of pitched Henry to them, let them see that this guy is marketable. Like, if you look at him, he's a fresh guy, a football player. Let's get him on this deal. And the director sort of agreed with me, looked at his profile, and was like, yeah, that it makes sense. Let's have Henry Onyekuru. I think that was the first deal, and I think that was in 2021. Yeah.
So how did you feel when you closed that deal?
I felt good. That at least,
like, obviously.
Because Henry and I started working in 2020.
Okay.
And that was when COVID happened. Like, he had signed just before COVID, and it was crazy because, like, we didn't know what was going to happen, if the world was going to end. The only way I can make money is if I'm getting these guys deals. Yeah. So the whole of 2020, no deal. But what we were doing was we're just putting him out there, making sure at least people are seeing him. So it made it a little bit easy when I was pitching to Tom about him. So yeah, it felt good. It was more of like relief, like finally.
The most interesting deal you've ever gotten?
So one is definitely like when I was negotiating with Flutterwave for Toby Amuson. I'd spoken with their founder, GB, and we had agreed on a price. And I remember, I think I was traveling the next day, So I was thank God for technology, thank God for internet on the plane, because we needed to sign that contract ASAP. And there are two people in the office. So my lawyer, Tola, and one of the CEO at the time at the plug, Tino. So they were the ones helping me, like, because I couldn't download the contract. So they were just texting, and they were having a meeting. So they were just texting me key points that do I agree with this, do I agree with this, do I agree with this. So I didn't really see the contract. I just knew that, okay, these were the key points, and then we signed a 2-year deal with Flutterwave for Toby. And then maybe another crazy one was I got one random email from someone in the US, and they're like that they just wanted to confirm that I represented as CSAT. And I was like, yeah, sure, that I do. So the guy was like, yeah, let's have a meeting. I think the
What
next
if it
day.
was a scam or something?
So that's the thing. I get a lot of emails and text messages like this. So, so he was like, yeah, he has a brand here in the US that he just wants to make sure that he just wants to see my face. I was like, cool, no problem. We saw each other. I was like, yeah, I'm the one that represents her. I was like, look at her bio. You see my company there. You see that she tags me in a lot of stuff. So he was like, okay, that he will reach out to me in a week's time. So in a week's time, he reached out and he was like, yeah, so he had been trying to pitch her to a brand. And I was like, okay, so what brand is this? He said Google. I was like, okay, but it was just looking very like, okay, Google, no problem. And he was like, yeah, that because she's just at the time she had just moved to the US. She was playing for BFC, and they're trying to really push the league and whatnot. So they wanted to make her a brand ambassador for Google Pixel. So I was even scared to tell her sister, because I was like, man, what if it's because what I like to do is when I have everything, when I basically have the contract, that's when I'll tell a client that this is what's up, because sometimes you go and tell them these things, they're excited
and it won't go through.
So I was thinking, and he was like, yeah, that it's going to be it was a 1-year deal for a ridiculous amount of money. And I was thinking, let me not say anything. Let me get the contract first. So he sent me the contract. I saw the figure. I was like, the figure was so crazy that, because normally I would negotiate, but I was like, okay, no problem.
It's fine.
So I called her immediately. She was about to take off, and I told her, this is the PO that these people want you, blah blah blah, this is how much. Even she was like, are you sure? I said yes. It was until we now signed and I told her the figure, and she was like, yo, crazy. But it was just crazy that the approach was very, because it was a very casual approach. I thought it was even, because what they did was they used an agency. They didn't approach. So maybe if I had seen the email, Google, whatever, then I would have been like, okay, yeah. But because it was a company I didn't really know. So, yeah, that was a very crazy, I don't know, 2 or 2.5 weeks when that thing was happening.
You know how these things happen, right? Sometimes the craziest things that happen just happen. Like, you're still asking, is this true? And then it's just happening. It's just happening till they happen until they literally actualize it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
would you say that most of your deals come like that, just random?
No.
Or are there some that you actually chase for months?
Yeah, for sure. You have to chase. Try and use all the connections that you have. I would say even with InterLagos. So we signed with Lotus Bank last season. They are a jersey sponsor.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen your jersey. So I was trying to remember how I saw Lotus Bank InterLagos.
Yeah. So, and that really came from me just looking at all my contacts. Who can I reach out to for just an endorsement deal? It wasn't even Lotus. I was just scrolling through. Then I saw someone's name, and I was like, this person can help me with this person. At least introduce me to the people there. And literally that's what he did. If I tell you what they gave us, the figure they gave us for a second division team, it was crazy. Like, I think that's what, I don't think even Nigerian Premier League teams get that, but we're able to convince them. And right now we're in the process of renegotiating for next season, so fingers crossed we get the money again.
Nice. So I think moving to speaking about InterLagos, how did the idea of owning a football club come up?
So it was always my plan to own a football club at some point in life, but I thought it would be later. But the opportunity came 2 years ago. So I had organized an event for Toby Amuson. It was a homecoming event. Just after she broke the world record, because I was thinking they are not going to celebrate her. It's we that have to do it.
Yeah.
So organized it, and one of the guests that came was a young guy, also a founder of another company, and he was shocked to find out I was the one behind her, and he was like, "So you two are young and you're doing this? That is incredible! Like, let's sit down and see what we can do together." So we sat down, had a couple of ideas, but they didn't make sense, and I was like, let's start a football club, and we just laughed like, yeah, right. But here we are today, 2 years. It's been a crazy journey.
What's the goal for the season?
I mean, the aim is to get to the Nigerian Premier League. So whilst we're still in the second division, the aim is to always try and make it to the Premier League. So we've given ourselves 5 years or 5 seasons to do that. We're entering our 3rd season now, so maybe this is the one.
Yes, so I think a question that maybe I should have asked initially, but I wanted to, kind of unpack things that you've done. So I would want to ask you what impact means to you and what you would say your impact is.
For me, it's really just knowing that I've helped somebody reach somewhere in life. Like, for example, the kid we sold to FC Dallas under 23s, for life now, he's going to remember that I was the one that helped him get that, left Nigeria. Probably never thought he would end up in the US, but here he is today. And I don't know, it just feels good knowing that I can help people achieve their dreams. Like, I wasn't able to live the dream as a professional footballer, but knowing that I can help other people become professional footballers, knowing that I can put food on the table for, cause I don't even know how many staff I have, like it's probably close to 100. It's just crazy knowing that one can provide for so many people. So that's, for me, that's the impact, knowing that I'm doing something good, something positive for other people.
Okay, so I would like to also know challenges that you face, right? Building InterLagos and also managing athletes.
Yeah, it's doing business in Nigeria, especially now, is crazy. They told us our 30s would be calm, but it's just madness. It's one madness after the other. But I'll start with Plug Sports because that came first. Like I said earlier, when we started Plug Sports, it was just when COVID happened. So it was really difficult finding business. 2020, I was definitely broke. All my savings, everything, because you have to spend money to at least survive, buy stuff and everything. So I was going deep into my savings. People weren't really interested in brand ambassadors. Everybody was trying to save their companies. So 2020 was very, very difficult. So hence why when we got the first deal for Henry, it was a sign of relief rather, that things are going to start looking good. But really pitching to, sometimes really frustrating working with Nigerians, because people make things difficult for no reason. Like something that you can sort out with one phone call, instead you're trying to send countless amount of emails, whereas 5 minutes on the phone is sorted. So sometimes people make things just unnecessarily difficult. Like me, I prefer phone calls to texting. Or I'll just call you on the phone and sort it out, and we're going back and forth. It's just long. And then also just really like letting people know like the importance of having an ambassador for your brand.
What would you say is the importance of having an ambassador for your brand?
It's always good to have a face.
Yeah.
Fair enough, some companies might not want to have a brand ambassador, but maybe their CEO or the chairman is the face of the company. That's the person putting them out there, and that could help them positively. So for brands, especially like when you start a new one, it's always good. Let's know what you're about. Let's have somebody that can actually drive your company. Like, see how Martell really didn't know about it until
they have a huge marketing budget.
I mean,
I'm like, these guys have a huge marketing budget.
But like we didn't know about it. It was just random people drinking it. Because I have a lot of people that tell me they used to drink Martell before even Davido was the face of it. The price was decent. The price was decent. But as soon as they put Davido on it, obviously the price went up. But people were still very happy to drink it and rather buy the drink, and they don't mind paying for it. And it's actually a good drink. So it's important to have a face, because you never know. It could be what would spring up sales. So like I said, just trying to let people really know like the importance of having an ambassador. And even like the athletes themselves, letting them know that, look, you need to package yourself, because when you're done with your career, how are you going to make money? Most people have not thought of a backup plan, or a backup plan. They haven't.
I mean, the money they make being
I mean, it's a lot, but they'll tell you exactly,
survive,
And when you're making 50,000 a week, and then it now stops, it's going to dry up.
Because if you invested it somewhere.
So that's the thing. You have to let them know these things. So those are sort of the things that one had to do. And then in terms of InterLagos, so I'd gotten a little bit of experience in terms of like just being behind the scenes of a football club, just from my playing times, and then with some clubs here in Nigeria. But honestly, you think you can plan for it, but honestly, it's not possible. There are always just crazy things that happen all the time. Things are ridiculously expensive. What you've budgeted. I remember the first season, we went over our budget, like double of that, because everything just became tougher in the country. What was 15k is now 30k or 45k
or 70k.
Exactly. The price of fuel was like, we spend 100,000 naira a week on petrol.
So I have sorry, maybe I'm biased on that topic, because I have a different. When people talk about the price of electricity, the price of fuel, I guess I'm in the space, right? So I understand how much you need to invest to make that available to people, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of understand the idea behind that cost, because really subsidizing it, it puts private people out of business, because we're trying to come to you, give you affordable electricity, reliable, and how much it costs. You can't reflect it in the tariff we're giving you, because you're getting it subsidized, one. And then that subsidized one, I guess the government is now realizing that this is not sustainable.
I get you.
So I usually have a counter opinion. Like, I know things change, but on the fuel side, on the electricity side, I feel like that subsidy kind of needed to.
I hear you on that, but it should just have been like they should have eased us into it, not just that sudden.
They should have. I agree
like
with that.
Immediately we were like,
You should have from 100 naira to maybe 900.
Exactly. So what we were spending, maybe like 20k for our coaster bus, is gone up to 100, which is madness. So, and then obviously the price of food and everything. So all those sort of things really, really challenge everybody. And then even like staff asking for more salary, because they need to exactly. And obviously the club was just 1 year, and we hadn't made any money like that. We hadn't sold any player. So all that sort of just made it really difficult. One had to become really, really tight-fisted. So everything they will bring to me, I'll find a way to slash it by half, because I'm like, no, I beg.
But how would you say you navigated that time? Because tough times sometimes can make
We're
you
still navigating it.
We're
still navigating it. You have to just be smarter about spending wiser. If it's not important, honestly, there's no need for it. Like, I remember I was presented with a marketing budget, and I'm like, this can't work. This cannot work. Like, until we start making like £1 million or £1 million dollars from a deal, then if we're still in the 100k deals, no, we need to.
I have a very random question concerning that. So I was speaking to someone, I think some weeks ago, and I was asking, right, is it just in corporate world where you have a project and then you have to literally plan with a model to know how much you can spend to make how much you need to make? For example, they bring you a marketing budget, right? Do you guys usually have like a financial model where you have all your inputs, you know how much you can get, and then know how much you can spend?
What you would have is more like a, because you could sell a player today, but you don't know how much you're going to sell that player. It could be 50k, it could be 150k, it could be 250k. So you never really know. So you don't really. What you have is like a rough idea, or like a minimum that you're going to accept for the player, and then you sort of have to work with that. So with football, it's very tricky. With sports, it's very tricky. You can't really say, oh, by December we expect to have made X amount. You never know. So it's very tricky. It's just when the money comes, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I guess it's high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Right, so random question as well. Davido or Wizkid?
Oh, of course, Davido.
Davido or InterLagos?
InterLagos. He's an InterLagos fan, but
so he would understand.
Exactly.
Okay, so what clubs do you support apart from InterLagos, obviously?
Manchester United.
Okay.
Real Madrid.
Okay.
Any team Ronaldo plays for.
Nice. So is Ronaldo like?
That's the greatest athlete ever.
So yeah, Ronaldo, no Messi.
Ronaldo, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
People looking up to you, people that want to be great athletes, people that want to have good representation, people that want to be sports agents, right? What would you say to them as they are chasing their dreams?
You have to be willing to let other people's happiness be more than yours. I think what I mean by that is, as an agent, you need to be selfless. You need to let your talents. Don't try and be bigger than your talent. The talent is the superstar. You are the one pushing them. Don't now start trying to be, me too, I want to be a superstar. No, that will come naturally. People will hear about the great things you're doing. Exactly. Yeah. But let your talent, let your athletes, whoever you're representing, take the shine. As a footballer, or rather as an athlete, you need to be hungry. You need to be hungry. I was telling some of the academy girls, because I'm also academy director at Asisa Toshoala Academy. So I was telling one of the girls that, look, you're acting like you're not hungry. The people that you want to go to their clubs, you're going there to take another person's position. So you need to work times 10 what that person is doing. You need to be willing to sacrifice friendships, going out, all that sort of stuff if you want to make it.
You need to be disciplined.
Exactly. You need to be extremely disciplined if you want to make it in life. To be honest, in anything, you need to be very disciplined. So as an athlete, you need to be very disciplined, and you need to take God seriously.
What would you say about distractions?
I mean, there are always distractions. It's just, if you're disciplined, then you wouldn't see or pay attention to the distractions.
Nice. What's your this is a random question as well. What's your favorite sport to unwind in Lagos?
Football. So I play football like 4 times a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Do you go to the gym as well?
No, I don't go to. I don't really like the gym. But I play football as well. I even play with the InterLagos players. I train with them sometimes. So in fact, the last game of last season, I played in it.
So I have another random question, right? So the term football age, is that a real thing?
I mean, it's something they try and tag around us Africans, that everybody changes their age to play so they can play longer and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's what it means. That African players have changed their age to look younger, or rather to be younger so they can play for longer. That's literally
But I don't know ways they can find out someone's real age.
I mean, here in Nigeria, it's really I think almost anyone can get a passport these days. like not even, you don't have to have like proper documentation, which is sad, but I think it's getting better. This new Minister of Interior is actually doing very well. So so it's harder now for like random people to just have multiple passports or change their age.
So what if, I guess when I even ask that question, I don't know where it's for. I guess sometimes it might also be in the interest of whoever is meant to check. Because I mean, if someone is good, but it's just the person's age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much I can say about football age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was also going to ask, would you say that your strength is in the marketing, like how you know how to market people, or your strength is identifying people that would be good for a particular thing?
I'll say my strength is my network. Like there's probably most places it always shocks people because I'll be like, I know someone there, I know someone that can get me to maybe the MD. So honestly, that came from my footballing days, because a lot of people were like, you're good, this blah blah blah. So I made a lot of
we used to play football together. Like, guys, you guys used to play football with everybody.
Exactly. Or also, like, during my younger days, I used to host parties, so I was able to know a lot of people. So that just helped with like my building my network, and then also just identifying what would make sense with a brand. So it's very easy to tell that Toby Amusu, I mean, even though they were the ones that reached out, but it was an easy sell, like Toby Amusu and Glow. MTN reached out, but at the time they hadn't started this because they do this track meets now that's around the country, but they haven't started it then. Maybe it would have made sense then, but at that present time it made sense with Globalcom, because even Airtel reached out, but it didn't make sense. But it was a no-brainer getting Assisa to sign with Google Pixel, because they're the headline sponsors for the women's league in the US. Putting Henry and TomTom together, Henry and Guinness together. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's God-given or it's just there.
Do you have any parting words, any last words that you would want to say to?
I'll just, to any upcoming or younger person, I'll just say, look, be willing to go to places where other people wouldn't go. That's where you find like the best talents. Yesterday I was in Ajegunle. I was in Ajegunle watching a match.
Yeah.
Go to all these sort of places, but I don't really care.
How do you identify talents for your football club?
So I InterLagos, actually how it works, and a lot of people are actually fighting me because they think because I'm the club owner, I'm the one that picks the players. I don't. I can get you a trial, and then I'll let the coach and the chief scouts decide, because at the end of the day, I don't want a situation where they are saying, oh, chairman brought a player, it's not the player that messed up. So, and I'm paying you to do a job. Sure. So let me let you do your job. That's the only way you can grow as a person or whatever. So when it comes to selecting of players, I just sit back. One is, I've given you the opportunity to pick the players. You must produce the results. So a lot of people think it's me that I am involved in it somehow. No, I will just go and watch. Then if there's, like yesterday, and I had to tell them off because we lost yesterday, and we lost to an academy. Even though yes, it's trialist and whatnot, but we're a professional team. Professional team should not lose to an academy, and we're not a team that loses. Like, I think only one team has ever scored more than 3 goals against us. Yesterday we conceded 3 goals. We're not a team known to conceding goals. We always outscore everybody. So yesterday I had to tell them off about that. But I didn't say, remove this player. That no. It's now up to you after I've told you to
make the decision.
Exactly.
So did you go to? You said you went to watch a match yesterday.
Yeah, so it was actually our match. But if I see a player, I would tell the coach and be like, what do you think about this guy? sometimes we're on the same wavelength, and the coach will be like, yes, that we are going to talk to the players people, and then we would get the player on board.
So how does that happen? Do you poach the person, or
We could either, well, not necessarily poach. We'll speak to you, because obviously we don't want you doing that to our own players, so we'll speak to the club who is behind this player, or how can we go about getting this player. That's literally it. But also, like, when I was still an agent, what I realized is that every player in Nigeria is owned by somebody. There's either one uncle that is behind
that
them.
trained, that paid for their academy,
or maybe that bought them football, but so there's some sort of loyalty. So sometimes it makes it really difficult, because these people are not experts they don't know anything about being an agent, so they will just come and mess up something for you. So it's a bit tricky sometimes.
Yes, sorry, I cut you short when you were giving your passing words.
You have to be willing to go to places where other people wouldn't go. That's where you really find some of the best talents. You have to think outside of the box all the time. It's not a job where there isn't any off period. Like, I went on holiday this summer. I tried to not work, but it's not possible. So you're always going to be working, but it's fun. It's fun.
I mean, because you enjoy what you're doing.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Lanre, for being here with me today.
Thank you for
and
having
thank
me.
you for sharing your experiences and your advice with us. Thank you so much for coming to this part of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our social media pages. See you next time. Bye.